Okay, review for summative number 4 tomorrow. Okay, this is section 3.1, 3.2. If you're happy with your grade, obviously don't spend a whole lot of time with this. If you're not happy with your grade from 3.1, 3.2, this would be a good way to raise your grade. Okay, it was solving systems of equations by graphing, substitution, and or elimination. Okay, the first problem you have to solve by graphing. The first thing you have to do is get this in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. In other words, solve for y. So the first equation, I have x plus y equals 5. I need to solve for y. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. These add up to 0. I get y equals, I'm going to put my x term first, negative x plus 5. What's my b? That's right, plus 5. What's my slope? What's my slope? What's my coefficient of x? Negative 1. Fantastic. Slope we always put in as a fraction. So it's negative 1 over 1. Okay, let's graph the line. It crosses my y-axis at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5. I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1, or I can go up 1 to the left 1. I don't care. I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1. In fact, I'm going to put a whole mess of dots in here. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And if you want, draw yourself a nice pretty line. The only way I can do that is with a straight edge. There's my nice, straight, pretty line. Okay, second equation. I have 1/4 x plus y equals 2. I need to get the x term on the other side, so I'm going to subtract 1/4 x from both sides. Is that exciting or what? Right, Zach? Interesting. This adds up to 0. I get my y equals, I'm going to put my x term first, negative 1/4 x plus 2. Okay, my y-intercept is 2. My slope is negative 1/4. Okay, so this one crosses my y-axis at 2. I'm going to go down 1 to the right 4. And lo and behold, guess where it intersects? Where does it intersect? 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 That's right, 4, 1. Questions, comments, concerns? Again, if you did poorly the first time you took 3.1, 3.2, this would be a great way to raise your grade. I'm talking to you because you weren't paying attention to me. You and you. Okay. I'm just saying. How about there should be, oh, another graphing problem. Okay. If I have x equals a number, well, x equals -5. This is my x-axis, right? Y-axis. So x equals -5. So I have a horizontal line or a vertical line. That's right, vertical. Because my x, here, if you can't remember the, hey, if you can't remember the difference between horizontal and vertical, just think about this. My x will always equal -5. So my x is going to equal -5. 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 Okay? Your y value changes. Your x value will never change. Okay? So here's x equals -5. A vertical line. Okay? Y equals 2 then must be horizontal. And again, if you forget, my y equals 2, y equals 2, y equals 2, y equals 2. Y will always equal 2. Okay? So that's another way you can remember that y is a horizontal line. What's my solution? Yep. Actually, this is my x-coordinate, that's my y-coordinate. You can do this without even graphing a line, right? My x is -5, right? -5. My y is 2. You can actually do this problem without even graphing. But you should graph. What about substitution? What do I have to do for substitution? Yes, but the first thing I have to do is isolate a variable. I can't even use substitution if I don't do this. Variable. Okay, now, well, you look weird without. What's different? Oh, is that what it is? Man, you look freaky without glasses. Mean? I'm not mean, I'm just honest. What do you guys, you can't distinguish honesty from meanness. Yeah, I mean, somebody else. I'm uglier than sin. I admit it. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to choose to isolate this variable. Why? Yes, because it has a coefficient of 1. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Got it? So I have y equals -5x plus 10. So now I have y by itself. So I know y equals this. I'm going to go back into the other equation and substitute, hence the name substitution, substitute it into the other equation where y is. So everything else stays the same. 3x plus 2 times y is going to equal 6. And I know y equals -5x plus 10. Yeah, now I just solve for x. See what it does? It makes this one variable so it's easier for me to solve. Okay, so I got 3x. And you're right, I need to distribute 2 times -5x is -10x. You guys are still making mistakes with the second term in here, you have to multiply the positive 2 times 10. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you do better on this section for 3.1, 3.2 than you did last time, again, I take the higher grade. If you got a 4, I wouldn't even study it. I would focus on the other stuff. Well, if you did worse and I put that grade in, then it would average the scores. You still just get a 4. Yeah. I see what you're saying. The more 4s you get, you can do work on another section and it won't impact your grade as much. Let me think about that. Okay. Huh? If I were you and you're rusty on the other sections of this quiz, I would focus on those sections. I know that you're good on pretty much all the sections. I'll take it into consideration. Okay. Devin, do you have a question? All right. Sorry, South X, right? Let's see. I have 3x and a minus 10x gives me minus 7x. Subtract 20. Subtract 20. These add up to 0. I get negative 7x equals negative 14. Divide both sides by the coefficient negative 7. I get x equals 2. So x equals 2. Now, you can go back. You can go back to any one of these equations and substitute in 2 for x. Now, if you're really confident that you didn't make any mistakes, you could use this one. It's the easiest one. Yeah, it's going to be 0. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, plus 10 is 0. And there's my solution. Okay? Now, number 4, elimination. The idea here is that when you add these two equations together, one of the terms will eliminate or add up to 0. Sure. All right, number 4. If I added these right now, would I have any x or y eliminated? No. So I need to multiply one or both equations by something. Now, unfortunately, if I wanted to get rid of the x's, there is really, I'm going to have to multiply both equations if I want to get rid of the x's. Unfortunately, it's going to be the same thing with the y's. Yeah, we could use 45. So here's the trick. Gotta have patience. Here's the trick. I'm going to choose to get rid of the x's. I have a plus sign and a minus sign, so I don't have to worry about the sign. If they were the same sign, I would have to multiply by a negative number. I'm going to multiply this equation by this coefficient. And then I'm going to multiply this equation by this coefficient. So I get new equations. 5 times 9x, 45x. Careful, 5 times negative 10y, negative 50y, 5 times 21, negative 21, negative 105. 9 times negative 5x, negative 45x. See how these are going to eliminate? 9 times positive 8y is going to be a plus 72y. 9 times 19, let's see, 81, 8, 171. Now I'm going to add them together. These are going to eliminate 0. Negative 50 plus 72y is going to give me a positive 22y. Uh-oh. Negative 105 plus 171. Let's see, be 66. Did I get it right? I think so. Divide both sides by 22. And what's y? 66 divided by 22. 3. Careful, it's y. There's my y coordinate, 3. Okay, go back and choose one. Top one? Okay, I have 9x plus minus 10. My y is 3 equals negative 21. 9x minus 30 equals negative 21. Add 30, add 30. So 9x equals positive 9. So what does x equal? Okay. Okay, this the next section, 1.5, was compound inequalities. Okay, this is one of those squished sandwich problems. So this is going to be an and problem. This is an or problem. So an and problem is going to look like what? Bracket or parenthesis, and it's going to be shaded in between. An or problem is going to be a bracket or parenthesis, shaded to infinity and negative infinity. Okay? All right, let's solve for x. Let's subtract 3 from both inequalities. There's 2 inequalities here. They're condensed. So I'm going to subtract 3, subtract 3, subtract 3. Okay, I get negative 9 minus 3 is negative 12. I did not divide by a divide by a negative number, so these stay the same. I get negative 2x. Not divide or multiply by a negative number, so the inequality sign stays the same. 13 minus 3 is 10. Good. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Now, this time I am dividing by a negative number, so I'm going to have to flip my inequality sign. Flip my inequality sign. That's divided by negative 2. Okay, graph it. See, here's my number line. Actually, and problems are easier because you can just follow this. Small number goes on the left-hand side, be careful. Larger number goes on the right-hand side. Yep, bracket, parentheses. This doesn't make sense. I think I screwed this up. Yep, I think these are the other way. This is an or problem. And this is an and problem. Yeah, that's what I get for not listening to Jacob. I should yell at him more. Okay, because x has to be greater than 6, parenthesis at 6, x has to be greater than. So those are all the numbers greater than 6. They go out to infinity. All the numbers have to be less than or equal to -5, so that's a bracket. And they go out to less than, negative infinity. Interval notation. Yep, parenthesis. Good. What symbol goes in between? A U. Kind of a U. Okay. Yeah, let's do the back real quick. By the way, this switches to an and problem because why? Eventually, I'm going to be dividing by a -4, which is going to flip the sign. That's what makes it an and problem. Let's do the back real quick because that's new stuff. Let's do the bottom first, and if we get time, we'll go back to the absolute values. If I do not have an exponent, what is it? 1. I have an x outside parentheses. What do I do? Distribute, multiply them.